Shalom, Israel. We are here once again with another good word from Yahweh Shah. We are the Israelites, not Equalites. And the reason that I say that is because if we keep God's law, statutes, and commandments, no one is equal to us. We're above all people on the face of the earth. And we are here today to delete the lies and to download the truth. And so our lesson title today is Land of Thieves, Home of Slaves. And if we know and realize through slavery, through the slave trade in 70 AD, when we came over to Africa because under Roman persecution, we was fleeing from Israel. You know, they sent us over here to America by force. And they came over here and they conquered and they took control of everything. And that's why this lesson is entitled The Land of the Thief, because they stole everybody's heritage, cultures, and traditions, and they put it all into one bag. And it is called the land of the thief, the home of the thief. It's the land of the thief and the home of the slave. We are the slaves. Even until this very day, we are the slaves. And we have to come out of that captivity by keeping God's law, statutes, and commandments. And so we're going to get into some scripture today, and we're going to start out with the first scripture. It's going to be in the book of Lamentations, and it's going to be Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. Would you read that, my brother?
Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17.
Read.
As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help.
As for us, our eyes have failed yet for our vain help. Vain mean that we just looking for something that's not going to happen. It's just vain. It's not going to happen. No one cares about us. No one cares about the situation that we in. Every nation on this earth, they hate us. And that's why the Bible tells us that what? We should gather together. All nations not desired. Who are the nations are not denied? It is us. Every nation, they have what? Plotted against us to make sure that Israel will no longer have a name, to no longer be a land. Finish, my brother.
In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
And in our watching, we was looking for someone to come and save us. We were looking for the same people that enslaved us to come and save us. That's kind of dumb and docile and stupid. And it's just the same way that we're going to look for a white Jesus, someone that has killed us, someone that has enslaved us, someone that has held us in bondage for hundreds and hundreds of years. And so now we look for those same people that treated us in such bad ways to come and save us, to come and relieve us, to come and help us, which is impossible. That's why the Bible is telling us these scriptures today, that we need to start understanding what it is and who it is that is hating us, and stop trying to hudge around a people that care nothing about you. What do you have for me, my sister?
Lamentations chapter 5, verse 12 through 15.
Read.
Princes are hanged up by their hand.
They are what?
Hanged up by their hand.
These are talking about the ladies, the princesses, are hanged by their hands. Read.
The faces of elders were not honored.
Even our elders that were begging and pleading for this not to happen, to not occur, it was ignored. Read.
They took the young men to grind, and the children fell under the wood.
And they fell under the wood. What? That means that they're going to be destroyed. That it's going to be a fire that's going to be kindled and they're going to be burned. Read.
The elders have ceased from the gate.
They have not watched over us. Continue.
The young men from their mystic. The joy of our heart is seized.
We don't have no joy in our heart anymore from the persecution that we're going through today. Read.
our dance is turned into mourning.
You know how we have those happy dances and people was going around fires like the Indian were doing and all that stuff. They were having fun. Those days are over. We don't have any more joy today. Only thing that we have is sadness, mourning, and misery in our lives today. And so we need to come back to God's law, statutes, and commandments so that we may be able to reverse the curse that we inherited from our forefathers. What you got for me, brother?
Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8.
Read.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. The Bible tells us over and over and over again in the Old, New, and the Apocrypha that we are still in servitude today. When are we going to wake up and stop thinking that we are so equal to everybody? We're not equal to anyone if we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's why we're in the situation that we're in today, because we are not keeping God's laws, statutes, and commandments. And he has given us over to a land and to a people that we don't know and a land that we're not familiar with. Read.
For thy hath scattered us for a reproach.
We have been scattered. Read.
And a curse, and to be subject to payments.
Read.
According to all the iniquities of our fathers.
According to the iniquities of our fathers. All the docile, all the iniquities, all the what? The abominations and everything that our forefathers did when they were being very, very disobedient to Yahweh and his son Yahushua. We are still being punished for those things today. We don't.
Which departed from the Lord our God.
See, it don't make no sense for us to even be trying to do anything, because we continue to do the same thing over and over and over again. We don't want to pay attention. We don't want to honor. We don't want to have respect for our God, but we are willing to take a chance on doing anything else but obeying our God. And so we are paying the prices today for our disobedience. When are we going to wake up, Israel? Are you ready to wake up today? The time is near. It's closer today than it was when you first believed, when you first got familiar with this word. Now the time is closer. What are you going to do? Read.
Hear Israel, the commandments of life.
Hear Israel, the commandments of life. If you keep these commandments, you will live. And if you don't keep these commandments, you will surely die. In the book of Psalms, chapter 7, verses 1 and 2. It tells us that. Read on, my brother.
Give ear to understand wisdom.
Give ear to understanding wisdom. If you want a better understanding on how to understand this Bible and to break this Bible down, you have to go to the book of Psalms 111 and 10. It tells you all about the things that we have to do in order to be able to understand it. If you want a clear understanding of this Bible, it says keep the commandments. Read.
How happened if Israel that thy art in thy enemies' land?
How is it that you in your enemy's land? Why are you in your enemy's land? What are you doing here anyway? This is not your land. Why are you here? You are here for being disobedient. But you haven't been brought to this land to what? Live plentiful. You've been brought to this land to repent of your sins. Read.
That thy art waxing old in a strange country.
You're going to get old in a strange country. You're not going to even see your homeland ever again because of the disobedience that you have betrayed against your God. And now your own home is going to be forsaken because you're not going to see it anymore. Read, brother.
That thy art defiled with divide with the dead.
You might as well to be dead. Because what you're doing, you're continuing to kill yourself. Like I say, you might as well go on, get some dirt, get a pencil and a paper, and fix your own tombstone, because that's where you're headed. With the same conduct that your fathers had, you have one that's worse than theirs, because you weren't taught, and today you're not trying to learn. Whenever someone comes to you with the truth, you don't want to hear the truth. You comfortable with continuing to hear the lies that have been told to you by your oppressors. What you got for me, sister?
Genesis chapter 15, verse 13 through 15.
Read.
And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land.
What?
Shall be a stranger in a land.
You're going to be a stranger in a land, read.
That is not theirs.
That is not yours.
And shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years.
You're going to be sent here to a land, and you're going to serve them. And they're going to inflict all kind of things upon you for 400 years. Israel, the time has come now for you to make a change. Why? Our God, Yahweh Shah, is still available. Because after a while, he's not going to be available. So you better turn to him right now while he's still available. Go ahead.
And also that nation whom they shall serve.
That nation who they shall serve.
Will I judge.
He's going to judge that nation. Why is he going to judge that nation? Because he still loves you. He's going to punish all those that are wicked against him, that do not believe that thou shalt not do these abominable things to his children. He says that he's going to pay back a recompense for all the things that you've done to his people, whether they've been disobedient or not. Because he's going to deal with their disobedience. But you're going to pay too. Because it says, so is a man, what? Whatever he sow, yet shall he also reap. So your day is coming. Your day of judgment is coming. You're not going to be able to escape this by thinking because you dying. You're still going to be raised, and you're going to be judged again for the iniquities and the things that you have done to God's people. Read.
And afterward shall they come out with great substance, and thou shalt go to thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age.
You see, you're going to live to be a good old age in what? When you have some peace. Because there's no peace in Israel. You see, there's no peace in America. Ever since 1948, Yahweh said there's not going to be no peace in Israel until he come back, because you got those strange people over in the land that's saying that they are Jews, and they are not. They are the synagogue of Satan. He said there's not going to be any peace. And just like we see today, from 1948 all the way up until today, is there any peace over there? There's continued war. There's continued indifference. Why? Because those people is over there inheriting the land that our father, Yahweh Shah, did not give them. Read what you got, brother.
Psalms chapter 137, verse 1. By the rivers of Babylon.
By the rivers of Babylon.
There we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion.
You see, we over here in this new land called Babylon, which is America today. And we sat down and we wept. Why did we weep? We wept because we remembered our homeland, Zion. And that we miss it. And that we know that we're not going to be able to make it back there until the Black Messiah come till the Most High comes back and redeem us and relieve us and rescue us from the bondage and the slavery that we are in today. We long for our country. We long for our homeland. But disobedience has caused us not to be able to have the things that belong to us. Read.
We hang our harps upon the widows in the midst thereof.
Read.
For they that carry us away captive.
For those that carry us away captives, I want you to pay very, very attention. For those that carried us away captives. Read, brother.
Require of us a song, and they that wasted us.
They that killed us, go ahead.
Require of us mirth,
saying
us one of the songs of Zion.
See, they mocking us. That's what they doing. They mocking us. They making fun of us. They acting like this is a big old joke because they don't think that there's going to be any reproach. They act like there's not going to be anything that's going to happen to them for the sins that they have committed. So they make fun of us and they laugh at us. Sing us a song. You know what I'm saying? They want us to go out there and entertain them just like they did in the lions over in Rome when they would have the people out there wrestling and fighting lions butt naked. They're making fun of you, Israel. When are you going to have the joke being on them? By keeping God's laws, by keeping the statutes and his commandments. Read what you got, my sister.
Psalms chapter 94, verses 20 and 21.
Read.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
What you say?
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
Read.
Which frameth mischief by a law.
By what?
Mischief by a law.
Read.
They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
You see what they've done? They brought you over here. You did nothing to them. You hadn't did any wrong towards them whatsoever. Read that last verse again, sister.
Psalms 94, verse 21. They gathered themselves together.
They gathered themselves together
against the soul of the righteous.
They gathered themselves together with one consent to what?
And condemn the innocent blood.
And condemn the innocent blood. See, you don't have to do anything for these people to have that in mind about you because they are wicked from the womb. But yet and still, you want to love them. You want to have your daughters and your sons marrying them, defiling your seed. You want to go against what God said in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3, about you shouldn't mix yourself with them. You want to do the same thing that Ephraim did when they got cast out. And so what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to be disobedient? Or are you going to start taking heed to what Yahweh is telling you through his words? What are you going to do? Because the time, like I say, is near. Repent, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Read.
Psalms chapter 55 and verse 20.
Read.
He have put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He have broken his covenant.
You see, these was our brothers. These was our brothers. But they broke the covenant. He done put forth his hand towards you, acting like he want to make peace with you. He acting like he just really care about you and that he don't mean you any harm. So he extended his hand to you in peace. But as he's extended his hand to you in peace, what is he continuing to do in his mind? He has what? Broken his covenant. He has broken his brotherly covenant. Read, brother.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Oh man, come on over here. Let's sit down. Let's sup together. Yeah, we gonna help you. Yeah. Oh yeah, you gonna show us how to do this. You gonna show us how to plant this corn. You gonna show us how to cultivate our land and everything. Oh yeah, man. We gonna. Oh yeah, we got you, brother. We with you. Read.
But war was in his heart.
But war was in his heart. He had already procrastinated a plan to defeat you, to destroy you, to take your land, Native Americans. That's what he was doing. This is what this scripture is talking about. It's talking about what they did to the Native Indians. Take heed, Israel, to what is going on. Read.
His words were softer than oil.
Game have to be able to recognize game. If you don't understand a shrewd, slick, and crafty deceiver, you never will. Because from the womb, you have been up under that kind of authority. The people that have that in their hearts for you, they haven't changed. They haven't changed. You just changed the way you feel about it because they do a couple of things for you now. But they haven't changed. They're still the same dirty, low-down, deceiver, and oppressor yesterday, just like they are today.
Yet were they drawn swords.
Because it don't matter what situation, it don't matter how cordial or how good or how peaceful you try to be with those people. They're not going to take heed to it. They're going to break their covenant every time. Every time that they make a deal with you and they form this covenant with you, whenever they see where they got the ups on you, they're going to break their covenant. See, it's a deal. They shake hands and make deals and stuff, but they break their deals because they be forming an army against you where they can defeat you because they have you thinking that they're okay. And so you let your guard down. And when you let your guard down, what happened? The next thing you know, your land has been taken. You've been scalped. You know what I'm saying? They put smallpox in your blanket and they killed over 70 million of you. When are you going to wake up and know who your enemy are and stop hating your brothers that you're supposed to love? When are you going to start loving your brothers and sisters and start not trusting your oppressor? See, that's what you've been doing too long. You've been trusting your oppressor too long, Israel. You better come back to the Most High God before it's too late. Read.
2 Ezra chapter 11, verse 40 and 41.
Read.
And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts.
And the fourth came and did what?
Overcame all the beasts.
Overcame all the beasts. The fourth, that's what? One of those what? Heads. One of them evil devils and stuff. It was a lot of them. They had crowns on their head and everything when it speaks about in the book of Revelation and as well in the book of Daniel. Read, sister.
That were passed.
That were passed.
And had power over the world.
And has power over the world.
With great fearfulness.
With great fearfulness.
And over the whole compass of the earth.
And over the whole compass of the earth.
With much wicked oppression.
With much wicked oppression. What we see it today. Read.
And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit.
With deceit. Christianity. Church of God in Christ. All the man-made religions. Jehovah's Witness. Baptist, Methodist. All those things. White Jesus. All those things. Preaching deceit. That's what that's all about. They were given power to deceive you, Israel, because you've been disobedient. You won't take heed to the commandments. You won't listen to the truth, but you'll die for the lies. Read what you got.
For the earth hast thou not judged with truth?
See, the earth hasn't even been judged with truth. Because why? They don't know the truth. The Bible says ye shall know the truth and it shall make you free. Why do you think that you're not free? Because you don't know what the truth is. Because you've been taught what the truth is, but the truth that they've been telling you is actually a lie. Everything, Israel, that you've learned in the churches, everything that you've learned in the Bibles and everything, you got to delete the lies. And you have to start downloading the truth. That's doing your research. That's doing your study. That's keeping these commandments so you can be able to understand what the Bible is saying. So you can be able to understand the mysteries that Yahweh Shah is giving you, because the others, he's going to give them parables where they will what? Be confused. But he's giving you a head start. When are you going to get it together? When are you going to stop believing the lies and the deceit that's going on in the world today, and start coming back to the Most High God? Read what you got.
Second Ezra,
Read.
chapter 12 and verse 10.
Second Ezra, chapter 12 and verse 10. Read.
And he said unto me, This is the interpretation of the vision.
Read number 11.
The eagle whom thy sawest come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel.
See, over in the book of Daniel, the seventh chapter of Daniel, Daniel is telling us some things. When he gets down to it, he say that all these things that has been I've seen, and he gave it to the people. He let them know what it was that he's seen. And when he came down further in chapter 7, he said, and he had what? A body, and he sat. It's letting you know that Yahweh Shah is coming back. Because what it was saying as we go further on in chapter 7, it is telling us that then the books were pulled out. And then the book of judgment was pulled out. And they were judged by that book. So they're not going to be able to get away with anything that they are doing. They may think that they're going to get away with it because they don't believe in God. That's what they think they're going to get away with it. But there's going to be a day that's going to come soon that they're going to burn like an oven. That's what's going to happen to them. Read what you got.
Hebrews chapter 11, verse 14.
Read, sister.
For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned.
When they came out of what? When they came out. Read that again, sister. Read that again for me.
Yes. 14. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country.
That they seek a country.
And truly, if they had been mindful of that country.
If they had been mindful of that country.
From which they came out.
From which they came out.
They might have had opportunity to have returned.
They might have had opportunity to return. If they had did what? Been mindful? What is being mindful? You had laws, you had statutes, you had customs, you had traditions that you had to what? Keep on your mind to be mindful of those things. But you didn't have those things, so you became what? Disobedient. And when you came disobedient, what happened to you? Read that last part again, sister.
And truly, if they had been mindful of
that country of Israel,
from whence they came out,
from where they came from,
that might have had opportunity,
that they may have had an opportunity
to have returned.
But now you can't return to your land because you can't even leave America. If you want to leave America, what you got to do? You can't just jump on a plane, a boat, or a train, or whatever, and go somewhere. You got to go and get a passport. You got to ask your slave master, can you go somewhere? If you try to go somewhere without that passport and they catch you, they're going to bring you back over here to your country where you is now, and they're going to put you in jail. That's what's going to happen to you. Read.
16. But now they desire a better country.
But now they desire a better country.
That is, in heavenly. Wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God.
You see, if you obey him, he has a better country for you. What's that country? That's going to be heaven. What? That is the what? The New Jerusalem that is going to descend from up above to your original country. Read that again, my sister.
But now they desire a better country.
But now they desire a better country. Why? Because Israel is what? Israel is waking up now. Read.
That is, in heavenly. Wherefore God is not ashamed to be called their God.
Because they keep coming back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's what it is. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to see this heaven that he's talking about in this scripture. Only the 1/3 is going to be able to see this heaven that is being spoke about right now. And those are the ones that has woken up. Those are the ones that are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Because remember, 2/3 is going to die. What? The 5%ers are going to die. All of those that have been what? Unrighteous are going to die. So are you ready, Israel, to be the part of that 1/3? We wait for the 1/3 to come so we can what? Get out of this place and go back home. Aren't you ready to go home? I know we are. Read.
For he hath prepared them a city.
For he has prepared us a city, New Jerusalem. You see, every promise that he makes to us, he will fulfill. If only we believe and put in action the law, statutes, and commandments, so that we may be able to go back home to our land and claim all the things that he has for us. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64
Read.
and 67.
Read.
And the Lord shall scatter thee.
And he shall do what?
Shall scatter thee.
The Lord shall scatter thee
among all people.
Among all people.
From one end of the earth. Even unto the other.
Even unto the other. Read on, my sister.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, and all the other gods that they call about. You're going to serve them because what? You've been ignorant, disrespectful, and disobedient. Read.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. No,
our fathers didn't know them. They weren't even familiar with this God. This God was beaten into our people. This God was forced on our people. Read.
Even wood and stone.
Even wood and stone. Talking about that cross. That's what it's talking about, that engraven image. That's that other God that you serve that can't do you no good. Wood and stone. Talking about that cross, that crucifix. That's what they're talking about. Read.
And among these nations.
Read.
Shall thou find no ease.
See? They're going to work you to death. You ain't going to find no ease. Ain't going to be no letting up or anything. They're going to keep on. And they're going to use you like a SOS soap pad until you all washed up. Read, sister.
Neither shall the sole of thy feet have rest.
You ain't going to get no rest. If you got a pair of shoes on, I guarantee you ain't going to have no soles on the bottom of them shoes when they get through with you. Because they're going to keep abusing you and keep doing you all sorts of ways. Because of your disobedience, they're going to continue. These people can't do anything unless they have permission from our God to be able to do those things that they've done to us. because we are the most powerful and most physical and most spiritual people on the face of the earth. You just been taught this word wrong. Read, sister.
But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart
Uh-huh.
and falling of eyes, failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
See, now you're getting to wonder. Now you're thinking. Now you're feeling sorry. You know what I'm saying? But look at all these things that have to happen to you before you wake up. And you still ain't all the way woke up yet. You still asleep. That's why I'm trying to wake you up today. So you won't continue to be falling in that deep sleep. Because now is the time that we what? Come out of that sleep. And start doing those things that thus says Yahweh. Read.
And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night.
See, you ain't gonna get no rest. You came when you went out there and did all this work and slaved all day and night. Even when you lay down and go to sleep, there's not gonna be any slack cut for you. They're gonna still disrespect you, abuse you, and not have any sympathy for the work that you've been doing from sun up to sundown. Like they say, nothing hurt me but my back and side. Nothing worried me but my wife and child. Work from sun up to the sun go down. These old white folks don't care nothing about me. They don't care nothing about you. And they showing you right to your face that you still want to love them. Read.
And shall have none assurance of thy life.
And you ain't got no assurance that when you lay down to go to sleep, that you're going to wake up the next day. You don't even know. You don't even have that assurance. After you've been out there doing all this work and doing all this slaving for them, you still don't even know if you're going to even wake up the next day to be a slave. Wake up, Israel. The time is near. Read.
In the morning thou shalt say, would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see.
Are you going to be able to even see it? You don't even have a guarantee. Because you know why? Because you don't even have a guarantee of life. You live minute to minute, second by second, not from day to day. Because you may not make it to see another day. You might be here this minute, and the next minute you're dead. You might be here this minute, and the next minute, what? You laying out in a pool of blood. And nobody cared. Because all they had to do is go and get another slave to replace you. You were replaceable. That's why they did all these things to you, because you were replaceable. It was another slave that they had waiting right in line for you. And so they didn't mind about killing you because the slaves were plentiful. They brought 70 and 80 million over from the eastern shores of Africa. So they were plentiful. You don't matter then, and you don't matter today. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 6.
Read Jeremiah 51 and 6, brother.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
He say, do what?
Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
He say, flee out of the midst of Babylon. Read.
And deliver every man his soul be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense.
Read that again. Read chapter verse 6 again, my brother. Read that again. I want these people to hear this one more time. Read it.
Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
Flee out of the midst of America. Read.
and deliver every man his soul be not cut off in her iniquity.
Don't be included in her sins, in her wrongdoings, in her having other gods, serving other gods, disrespecting your God, the black Messiah, Yahweh Shah. Read.
For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
Why he don't want you to be a part of that iniquity? Because this is the time that he's going to come back and he's going to pay these people a recompense for the things that they have done. That's why he don't want you being a part of that. He want to spare your life, Israel. He want to give you another chance. When are you going to wake up and what? Separate yourself and become what? Holy. Read.
He will render unto her a recompense.
He will pay her back for all the things that America thought they was going to get away with. All the things the white man thought that he was going to get away with. Yahweh Shah is coming back to pay him back. So you can get ready. Start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, because it won't be long before Yahweh shall come back and pay those back double for the things that they have did to his chosen people, the ones that he chose. Not you, devil, white boys and men and whatever. Not you, but the Israelites and the Israelites only. Read what you got, sister.
Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 12.
Read.
That they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
What? Read that again.
That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness.
Read that one more time, sister. I want these people to make sure they hear these last few scriptures. Read that again.
Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
That they all might go to hell that don't believe the truth. Read.
But had pleasure in unrighteousness.
But they had fun doing unrighteousness, having you doing all these things, having you in servitude, killing you, oppressing you, doing all these abominable things to you. And they liked it and they loved it. It was unrighteous, but they loved it. Read on.
13. But we are bound to give thanks always to God.
We are bound to always give thanks to who?
To God.
We are bound to always give thanks to God.
Brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God hath from beginning chosen you.
He has what?
Chosen you.
He has chosen you
to salvation.
To salvation.
Through sanctification.
Through sanctification.
Of the Spirit.
Of the Spirit.
And belief of the truth.
And belief of him. Because he is the truth. Yahweh Shah is the truth. You know why? He says sanctify them in John 17 and 17. Sanctify them with thy truth. Thy what? Thy word is truth. You see, that's why sanctified come in there. Because it's all about the truth. But they don't know the truth. We don't know the truth because we what? From the womb all the way to walking around on this earth, we've been taught a lie. And when somebody want to tell us the truth, we still want to invest in the lies. We won't delete the lies and download the truth. We're going to download these lies and download more lies. Read what you got, sister.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 22.
Read.
For I will rise up against them.
He said he's going to rise up against them. Read.
Saith the Lord of hosts. And cut off from Babylon.
And cut off from Babylon.
The name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord.
He's going to come and redeem you. He's going to come and fix you. He's going to come and pick you up. He's going to come and turn you around. He's going to come and place your feet back on the grounds which they supposed to be placed on today. But you're not. You're treading on bad ground. Read.
Verse 23. I will also make a possession.
What?
I will make it a possession.
Read.
For the bitter
Mm-hmm.
and pools of water.
Oh yeah, read.
And I will sweep it with the besom of destruction.
Of destruction.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Read 24, sister.
The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass.
Surely as I thought. Everything that I thought, it's going to come to pass. Read.
And as I have proposed, so shall it stand.
Whatever he say, whatever he thought, whatever he think, whatever recompense he can have towards these people, he's already thought it. And he's going to do it. Because he's a God that he cannot lie. And with that, brothers and sisters, we say shalom to the next time.